When you hear the word Timbuktu, what comes to mind? A faraway place? A punchline? The middle of nowhere? But there was a time when Timbuktu was not a forgotten city, but the beating heart of Africa's intellectual and cultural life. It was home to vast libraries, brilliant scholars, and one of the world's earliest universities. In this video, we'll explore the rise, fall, and legacy of Timbuktu, the city that was once the centre of knowledge for the world, and why it was erased from memory. Timbuktu is located in modern-day Mali, near the edge of the Sahara Desert. It began as a small seasonal settlement, a resting stop for Tuareg traders crossing the desert, but its location was perfect. It became a crossroads between North Africa, the Islamic world, and sub-Saharan Africa. As trade flowed, so did ideas, and Timbuktu grew, not just in wealth, but in wisdom. By the 14th and 15th centuries, Timbuktu had become one of the world's greatest intellectual hubs. At its height, it was home to over 25,000 students and dozens of madrasas. The most famous of them all? The University of Sankore. Here, scholars studied law, astronomy, medicine, theology, mathematics, poetry, and more. They wrote and translated thousands of books, by hand, and those books still exist. In family homes across Timbuktu, thousands of ancient manuscripts have been protected for centuries. Some are over 800 years old. Written in Arabic and local languages, they cover everything from science and philosophy to medicine, ethics, and astronomy. These weren't copied from somewhere else. They were written here. Timbuktu's libraries once held more than 700,000 manuscripts. Many were hidden, buried underground, or sealed in trunks when foreign powers began to invade. In the late 1500s, Moroccan forces invaded Timbuktu, marking the start of its decline. Later, European colonisation further erased its history. To colonial powers, Africa wasn't allowed to be a centre of knowledge, only a resource. The idea of African universities and science didn't fit the narrative, so Timbuktu was buried, in sand and in silence. Its name became a synonym for nowhere, instead of what it truly was, somewhere that mattered. In 2012, extremists seized Timbuktu during the Mali conflict. They targeted its libraries and shrines, burning some and threatening to destroy others. But the people of Timbuktu, once again, protected their knowledge. In an operation called the smuggling of books, locals hid or moved tens of thousands of manuscripts out of the city, in backpacks, donkey carts, even under clothing. Because they knew if the books survived, so would their legacy. Timbuktu didn't disappear by accident. It was intentionally erased by colonial systems that needed Africa to seem uncivilized. That narrative made conquest easier. European textbooks rarely mentioned Timbuktu, or if they did, called it a fable or a backwards town. But the truth is, Timbuktu once rivaled Cairo and Baghdad as an intellectual centre. It was Africa's Library of Alexandria, and the world looked away. Today, Timbuktu is still recovering, but its story isn't over. Organisations are working to digitise surviving manuscripts. Scholars are re-examining its role in global history, and slowly the world is beginning to understand that Africa's story is not just struggle, it's knowledge. And it always has been. Timbuktu is more than a city. It's a symbol of what was, what could have been, and what still can be. A place where education was sacred, where books once meant power, and where people are still fighting, quietly, patiently, to make sure the world remembers. Timbuktu wasn't lost, we just stopped looking. Thanks for exploring from home with me.